have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be.
And welcome into the Genesis frequency. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world when you hit that play button. So glad you're here. You have found the leader in personal development, professional development, leadership development, spiritual development. And on we go, providing tremendous value right now, anyway, at no charge to you. So don't, as I caution all the time, don't do what so many people do. They place little or no value on that which they get for free. But there's tremendous value in these podcasts. And I would encourage you to listen to them more than once, over and over and over again. Repetition is what causes retention when it comes to the way that we're wired. So welcome in again. This is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna. And as always, I am so grateful you're here, tuning in, listening in, applying, and taking action on what I share with you that has worked in my life to transform, absolutely transform my life. And just take all of this and really lean into your own expansion and development. That's what we're all about here. And we're moving here in the United States, we're moving into the Thanksgiving season, which gives us a perfect opportunity, really, to talk about one of the most transformative forces available to us, not just spiritually, but personally, professionally, yes, and organizationally. So stay tuned, listen in, find that golden nugget for you. Listen to this over and over again and share it with people that you know need to hear this, that really are wondering, man, I'm stuck. I want to make this transformation in my life. I want to make this transformation in my business. There's a certain way to go about this. I want to have a culture shift in my ministry, in my nonprofit, in my organization, in my corporation. Maybe you're a team lead. Maybe you sit on the C-suite. Maybe you're in that group. Maybe you're on the executive team. This is one of the most transformative practices you can move into. And I want to frame today's message this way, that gratitude is not just an emotion. It's a leadership strategy, a personal development tool, a mindset multiplier, and a business accelerator. That's a lot, isn't it? All from gratitude, you might say, huh? Well, yeah, leadership strategy, personal development tool, mindset multiplier, and business accelerator. The late, great, one of my favorites, Wayne Dyer, that I often quote, said, be in a state of gratitude for everything that shows up in your life. You'll be amazed at the blessings that come your way. And my personal mentor and coach and teacher, Bob Proctor, taught, gratitude is the attitude that hooks us up to our source of supply. Yes, I would use uppercase there if you're writing down source for sure. And you know what? The more I've coached individuals, small businesses, leaders, executives, entrepreneurs, you name it, ministries, the more true this becomes. Gratitude is not something we wait to feel once things go right. That's what everybody does. That's the pattern. That's the norm, if they even practice gratitude at all. And she's like, oh, when something shows up that I've been waiting for, then I'll be grateful. Not now. I don't have time for that. Gratitude is what makes things go right. If you're not in this, if you don't get this, if you don't apprehend all of this, this might be one of the things that is missing in your own transformation. So today we're going to explore in this brief podcast how gratitude rewires your brain. It really does. How it boosts performance, creativity, and resilience. I'll talk briefly about how it turns leaders into magnets for trust and loyalty, how it transforms teams, workplaces, and entire cultures, and how you can use it personally to achieve the life you want. Plus, a powerful call to action if you want support integrating this into your life or business. Let's dive in here. This is, love this. I love talking about Thanksgiving, gratitude, and appreciation. This is Thanksgiving energy at its highest level. That's what we're talking about, Thanksgiving energy. I usually do a talk every year that's about becoming what Thanksgiving is, and boy, that would certainly fit here. But this is something totally new that we're sharing here today. This is Thanksgiving again, as I said, it's energy at its highest level. This is gratitude as personal transformation. This is gratitude as leadership development. This is gratitude as spiritual expansion. So, again, let's get into it. So, why, you might ask, why gratitude is a high performance state? Because you often hear me talking about state, right? What state are we in? What emotional state are we in? What frequency are we operating on? And again, most people think that gratitude is something that happens after success. But high achievers, the ones who experience transformation, who grow, who influence, who build extraordinary lives, they know the truth. Gratitude is a mindset that creates success. Gratitude does a few things that are absolutely critical for your personal development. So you got to get this down. And so let's look at this. Number one, gratitude shifts you out of scarcity. So many people I talk to, the first thing out of their mouth is, there's not enough. I'm always broke. I can't afford it. I mean, they're just conditioning themselves, buying into their own conditioning, wearing it almost like a badge of honor. And scarcity is it's a mental program. And there's no foundation in truth. We live in an abundant universe. But that scarcity, that mental programming whispers, there's not enough. I'm behind, or I'm always behind. I don't have what I need. Something is missing. All these things playing over and over and over again. Remember, we have to be in alignment in thought, word, and action. We can't speak words of abundance affirmatively and have thoughts to the contrary. Because scarcity collapses energy. Okay, it takes us out of the state. We can't sustain the state that we need to be in to transform our lives and to experience life's abundant blessings and our good and our success and our prosperity and all these things. Scarcity collapses energy, it shrinks your creativity, it blinds you to opportunity. And guess what? Gratitude does the opposite. It expands your vibration. It opens your awareness. It activates faith and imagination. It moves you from fear to flow. That's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot. That's how you know that you're participating with doing things in a certain way. Bob Proctor used to say, when you express gratitude, you shift your vibration, and your vibration dictates what you attract. What you're really doing is you're matching your vibration to what it is you want to move into your field of experience. Number two, gratitude opens your mind to possibility. It really does. You cannot attract opportunity from frustration or fear. Talk to so many people. This is what I really want, but man, I'm scared. What they're really saying is they're scared to step out of their comfort zone. Everything they want is in the cave they fear to enter. But you can't attract opportunity and more opportunities from frustration or fear. You attract opportunity from a receptive state, a state where you're open, where you're aware, connected, and tuned into possibility. And gratitude is that state. Number 3, gratitude builds resilience. When life gets hard, when uncertainty hits, when a goal is stretching you, when your old paradigms rise up. Remember, paradigms are a multitude of habits that have almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And know that most of our behavior is habitual. Gratitude keeps you grounded. Gratitude is spiritually and mentally stabilizing. It anchors you back to what's working, what's possible, what's true, what's aligned, what's divine. You become emotionally non reactive and spiritually centered when you practice gratitude. This is personal leadership. This is self mastery. That's what this is all about. And how about let's shift gears here a little bit and talk about gratitude as a leadership power, trying to get a lot in here in the brief time I have allotted myself really for this podcast. So let's shift gears here a little bit into leadership, because gratitude isn't just for personal development. Everything starts with personal development. We have to transform ourselves. Remember, it's be, do, have by what we are being. But gratitude doesn't stop just when we're working on ourselves. It's one of the most powerful leadership tools you'll ever use. It truly is. A leader's job is to influence, inspire, and empower. And nothing does that faster than gratitude. Number 1, gratitude builds trust. Teams follow leaders they feel seen by. You ever in that position? Yeah, man, nobody sees me here. I'll just be a quiet quitter. I'll just nobody sees me. But that leader that is coming from that state of gratitude builds up that trust. People feel seen. A simple "I appreciate you," a sincere one, not just flattery or just empty, hollow words. A sincere "I appreciate you. I really do." Can unlock loyalty. When you do this, it can unlock loyalty that money can't buy. I, people want to feel valued. They want to feel that their contribution matters. They want to feel part of something meaningful. I've been traveling a lot, as you know, and man, going through this government shutdown here in the U.S., I was showing appreciation, man. Any PSA I came across, I appreciate you being here. I mean, they lit up. I mean, you could tell they weren't hearing that. They were just taken for granted. And they really appreciated hearing that. I could just see that. And I love sharing that. That's being giving, right? Again, people want to feel valued. They want to feel that their contribution matters. They want to feel part of something meaningful. Number 2, gratitude strengthens relationships and communication. Remember, communication is key. When a leader practices gratitude, communication becomes more open, more authentic, more collaborative, more creative, because gratitude lowers defensiveness. It breaks down walls. It turns hierarchy into partnership. Number three, gratitude creates an empowered culture. What about your culture? Are you too close to it that you can't see the blind spots? What is it really? I would love to come in and just do an evaluation, observation of your culture. Love doing this work. Love, love, love doing this work because we can make a shift. People say, well, we got to really change the culture around here. You don't do it by slamming your fist on the table saying, damn it, we're changing the culture around here. And it starts now. That's not going to do anything. My goodness. Gratitude, on the other hand, again, creates an empowered culture. A workplace rooted in gratitude isn't soft. It's strong. It's energized. It's innovative. You have team members contributing because they feel heard, seen, and valued. Gratitude cultures see higher productivity. See it all the time. Higher productivity, lower turnover, more initiative, more psychological safety, more creative problem solving rises up, higher emotional intelligence. This is huge, especially right now, right here in this world that we're living in. This is what leadership development is really about. Not titles, not authority, not personality styles. That all has its place, but the vibration a leader carries is really what it's all about. Where is the leadership on the vibrational scale? What is the frequency that they sustain? Where are they tuned on the dial? Right? Do they have to up it a notch to be and sustain that frequency of gratitude? All important stuff. And I build programs and classes and dialogue and keynote addresses around all of this communication and gratitude. I just love doing this work. Culture analysis. Let's kind of wind this down here. Time gets away from me. It's one of my favorite subjects. Let's talk about gratitude and the holiday energy. Here again, I mentioned earlier here in the U.S. where the Thanksgiving season comes in. This time of year really naturally draws us inward. It does. And this is why I love talking about it right now because we naturally we this season calls us to reflect on life and family, our accomplishments, our purpose, blessings, right? Lessons. What have we learned? Where can we extract the wisdom gained and leave out all the rest without too much self-analysis and self-criticizing? We reflect on growth, growth. So I had too many S's in there, right? Blessings, lessons, growth. No, growth. But it's the time of year that calls us to examine, hey, what are we holding on to? What do we need to release? I do a lot of this with groups in the month of November and with congregations. Yeah, release and I let go. Right? So, what are we holding on to? What do we need to release? What do we want to create next? I've been encouraging you. I do year after year. I usually start in September, or at least as we move into the third quarter. I talk about what are you setting up for yourself for the life ahead of you? What are you setting up for the next year? Are you dreaming the big dream goal, the one that seems impossible, that scares you and excites you at the same time, but that you know that you're passionate about and you want to become what your life is. What are you doing about that? No questions, no fear. This is the time of year to do that. We want the next year. What do you want it to feel like? You want to get to the end of the next year and have the person that you become in these next 12 months, that future self, you want it to look back and thank you today. You want your future self because your future self is looking back at you through memories and saying, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you put in that effort when you did, because now I am experiencing the life of my dreams. Reach out to me. Let's talk about that. Because gratitude is the bridge between what has been and what can be. Wayne Dyer said it beautifully. He said, if you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. Be grateful for what you've got, and you'll end up having more. And I always say, how can we be, you know, in this state that we're wanting more when we're not grateful for what we already had, right? Now, from a leadership standpoint, holidays are the perfect time to reset culture, do a culture reset, to remind your team of their strengths, their accomplishments, your appreciation, your shared vision, your gratitude for their effort and commitment. This time of year is an energetic opening. Use it. I was just very, very fortunate to attend a gratitude luncheon at a large spiritual company, corporation, nonprofit, and they had the CEO and every member of the board of directors come up and share their appreciation for the 200 plus team members that were in attendance. Very powerful, and you could feel the mutual appreciation. So, very, very powerful. Use this energetic opening. And how about gratitude and business results? Because that's what we want to see. What we want to see results showing up. If it's a tool, what are the results? So let's talk business for a moment because gratitude isn't just personal and spiritual. It has real business implications. Here's what research and real world experience shows. Number one, grateful leaders are better decision makers. Why is that? Well, fear based leaders make frantic decisions. Grateful leaders make aligned decisions. Number two, gratitude drives client attraction. You think about this. You want to see results? Move into this state of gratitude. Sustain this frequency because people buy from people they like, people they trust, people who see them, people they feel they know, people who appreciate them. A leader with gratitude attracts clients effortlessly. This is proven stuff. I'm not making it up as I go along here. All right. How about gratitude increasing? Number three, gratitude increases financial flow. Bob Proctor used to say, be grateful for the money that's coming in and the money that's coming. I always say, practice past, present, and future gratitude. What you appreciate appreciates. Number four, gratitude unlocks creativity and innovation. Still talking about the business application here, but applies to you personally as well. But a team that feels appreciated becomes more creative, more bold, more willing to share ideas, more willing to take risks, more invested in the mission. And this is how organizations grow. This is how small businesses grow and become big businesses. This is how big businesses and corporations take it to the next level, whatever that corporate goal is. This is how your organization grows, your ministry goes, whatever it is you're working in or within. This is how leaders become transformational. So here you go. I'm all about application and action. We have to apply what we learn to every thought, word, and action, right? We have to be, do, and have. We have to be first. We have to move into this state. So let me ask you something directly. How would your life change if you began and ended every day in gratitude? You probably won't know this until you do it. How would your life change if you, let me say, probably don't know this until you become it. Become what Thanksgiving is. That's where I like to come from. Always be first. Be in that state of gratitude. How would your energy change? How would your mood change? I mean, this is a shifter. This is a shifter, man. It shifts your gear, shifts your frequency, adjusts your dial. How would your mood change? How would your life change? Your mood, your decisions, your relationships, your leadership, your business. Gratitude doesn't just feel good. It elevates everything it touches. And here's the truth. You can listen to this and you can listen to it over and over and over again, but most people don't know how to fully integrate gratitude into their daily self image, their leadership style, or strategic planning. They express gratitude reactively, not proactively. And there is a big difference, because we're talking about vibration and frequency here, making that shift. Think about that. Think about what that means, reactively or proactively. They feel gratitude only after something good happens. But the high achievers, the top leaders, the transformational individuals, I've been doing this for a long decades, and it has transformed my life. I might have the PhD and all that, but you know what? That's not what did anything for me. It's the application and action and shifting my vibrational frequency. And gratitude is one of the things that's played the biggest part, if not the biggest part for me. It is a creative force, a daily discipline, a frequency we want to sustain. And if you want help building this mindset, integrating it into your personal development, your leadership development, developing people on your team, developing people within your organization, within your ministry, and you want to experience business success, reach out to me. Stephen with a PH at successocean.com, or get on my calendar. Success appointment, all one word, successappointment.com. It'll open up in your time zone. And I got a lot of listeners in Brazil. Don't think I forgot about you. We can do some things. We can do some things in Portuguese if you want. But reach out to me. For individuals, we'll work through a structured path of growth and transformation. That's what most people want that come to me, that growth, that transformation, and to move into the realization of their big dream goals that have been elusive for them. Let's do this work together. For leaders and teams, we'll expand it into culture, communication, and performance. I love doing this work. As a franchisee of Leadership Management International, we get results in the areas of performance, productivity, priority management, communication improvement, building out teams, empowerment, and on and on and on it goes. For coaches and consultants out there, come on. We'll help you use gratitude to close more sales, serve at a higher level, and elevate your brand. And I always have new classes and new running that I facilitate myself. I do it. You're not. I don't. I don't get you in. And Panya, I'll go with this guy, go with her, go with the. I do this work. I love doing this work. I can come in do a keynote, but just coming in and doing a keynote, speaking to your group, speaking to your church, speaking to your congregation, speaking to your business, speaking to your teams, speaking to your small business and your employees is great. I love doing that. But for lasting change and to move into a program of development, that you're developing all these assets, then we move into a multi-week platform that we spend time together week in and week out or every 2 weeks, that kind of thing. So reach out to me. So if you ever wanted to take your life, leadership, your business, yourself to the next level, this is the perfect time of year, the perfect season to begin. We can start right now with a small goals workshop and knock out what do we want to shift? Where does the shift need to take place? What are the obstacles? What are some of the challenges that might be out? And together we'll identify those things. So I'm grateful. I'm out of time. As we enter this Thanksgiving period, I want to leave you with this. A grateful heart is an open channel for divine guidance, creative ideas, extraordinary relationships, and greater success. Gratitude is the frequency of abundance. Gratitude is the vibration of leadership. Gratitude is the path to the life you desire. Remember that. reach out, successappointment.com. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it. You've been listening to the Genesis Frequency Podcast. Until next time, this is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna, wishing you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless.